Hello. So this is a test stream of my PC's capabilities as well as a tour of our All the Mods Tend to the Sky world. We want to get back into it, take a break from Sky Factory 4, um, which we were playing Sky Factory 4 to take a break from this. So we're kind of wanting to get back into the swing of things. I had to do an update. We had a bunch of technical issues. Um, you know, James was going to be playing with me, but he just hopped off. I just finally got into the server because I was having technical issues. But basically, the gist of it was um, his Minecraft launcher corrupted, and so he had to completely delete it through CurseForge. But in doing so, when he reinstalled it, he had to re-sign in, and he didn't remember what email he needed to use. So he had to do a deep dive to figure that out. The entire time I was updating the mod pack, which I'm hosting on my computer locally, so that's why this is kind of a test of my computer's capabilities because I'm hosting the server, playing the server, and streaming at the same time. Um, and one of the issues I was having is my mod pack kept crashing because my cursor wasn't visible for some reason. Like it was visible on OBS over on this screen, but it was not visible on my main screen. Um, Now it is. I got that fixed somehow. Um, so we're good. But this is our world. Don't remember my keybinds if I'm being honest with you. That's my throttle. How do I fly? There we go. Alright. So it is a little bit laggy. I will give it that. I haven't walked around to load the chunks or anything like that. It also could be because I'm streaming. Like I said, testing the computer's capabilities. But this is essentially what we have accomplished in approximately a good, let me see. Every time I hit F3, my game crashes. For whatever reason, it always crashes anytime I hit F3 in here. So I don't know how many days we have in this mod pack. I might be able to look into the settings for controls and see if there is a different keybind I can use for um, looking at some stuff. Let's see. Uh, so advancements, highlights, open sound, full screen perspective. Doesn't seem to be like, at least not immediately. This allows me to look through faster. Um, Jump, sneak, that's not what I'm looking for. Craft, that's also not what I'm looking for. Mod list, no. Container, create, no. Curios, Strophonic Revolution, extended industrialization, chunks, quests, ultimate. I want to see how many days we have in this mod pack. I don't even know. You know what? To be fair, it's probably a bunch of days because I would leave the server on for weeks at a time when we were playing. So honestly, the day count is probably insane. Um, I don't see anything in terms of allowing you. Because yeah, whenever I hit F3, it just crashes. I don't even know what it's called. Profiler screen? Is that what it is? Metacraft Ponder, Security Craft, no. Silent Gear, Sky GUIs, Open Main Screen, no. Sophisticated Mods, no. Might be Profiler screen. So, supplementaries. Let's see. Profiler screen. Ooh, open. No, that's modern fix. Where was Profiler screen at? It was after JAI. I know that much. That's conf. Show profiler screen. Let's do I don't know. Let's do this button. What? I don't know if it does. Anyways, alright, so we can't figure out how many days we have. But, what we can do is look at my time in the bottle that has well over 114. Um, yeah, total accumulated 131 hours. Real game hours, and that's just, you know, how far along till we made this? I mean, we made this pretty quick, so add about 5 hours or so. But yeah, so this is what we call home base. I don't think it's gonna show because this is new. Yeah, it's not gonna show since we just updated the pack. But this is not actually where we spawned. So we had this made for all friends of ours, and basically we figured since we were so far along, if anyone wanted to join us, we went ahead and like flew out a few thousand blocks or so. Yeah, we're at like 4,500 or something like that. But um, we left a main island, so if anyone wants to join, they can start their own playthrough over there. But basically, we have it situated into 4 corridors. Yeah, the lag is a problem here. So we've got, bear with me, I'm colorblind. Green, gray, red, and blue. So if I'm not mistaken, I think, oh geez. We might have to fix these. We're just gonna have to deal with the audio for a bit, until I reset those. But yeah, so this is gonna be our XP grinder. Um, yeah, it's definitely pretty laggy in here because of everything that's going on. Maybe we shut this off right now. Alright, this helps a little bit. It's still pretty laggy. So this is our XP grinder. Oh my goodness. This is holding 10,000 XP. Insanely fast. Basically, we just have a insanely apotheosized ultimate. You can see the sword. It's insane, but it just generates tons of XP. We're trashing all the stuff from that because we don't need it. This is all our apotheosis and enchanting stuff. I'm gonna get out of here because it's getting really laggy. Okay. Anyways, let's get back up here. We use a lot of frame blocks. I think that is what led to our downfall with a lot of this lag. Um, but you know, it is what it is. I'm also streaming. Clearly, my computer can't handle it. So the red side is going to be everything to do with power. We run all our power off of nitro reactors through power. Um, we do have an ME system. I'll get to that in a bit, but it is hooked up to the ME system. Is it this one? There we go. Up here is just our Flux Network stuff, and we do have a mechanism reactor that I've been working on. Oh boy, this is, yeah. Let me just show you guys how insane I went with the mechanism reactors and then quit. I'm trying to make a max size mechanism reactor here. All right. This is pretty much all the fuel, the fissile fuel, automated right here. Um, this is all of the waste, because I just want this for power. Obviously, we're going to need to transfer it into um, pellets and such later on, but you can't do that in a max size cube because you need access to day and night cycles. This is all of our sodium input. I'm utilizing, geez, I need to slow down. Utilizing entangle glorps to kind of tackle the moving of things at a faster rate. So this is all the pressurized tubes so we can get the steam out. This is my setup for sodium. And if I'm being honest, it is not fast enough. I don't know if the problem is I just need more of these for buffer, but basically if I run that for even just 1 second, it blows up, and it's not very fun. even with these, you know, these are all of the yeah, these are all the safeguards, and it works perfectly. Safeguards work perfectly, but the moment you place a torch, it'll turn it on, turn it off, and then blow up. It has not been a fun time. And then this is the I forget what this is called, um, the boiler to basically turn all that steam back into is basically to cool down the sodium. Is essentially, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, down here brings sodium up. Sodium comes into here, um, pulls it down, makes steam. Steam's gonna go and make the power. It's gonna go into three. Shoot, what's it called? Three turbines. This is supposed to be able to power 3 full turbines at max speed. Um, and that's supposed to also handle max speed. It's been a process, okay? And it's one that I really don't want to get back to. Not yet, anyways. Anyways, let's go back to the lag because it was actually very less laggy in there for some reason. I'm almost positive. I think we go down this way. There we go. All right, I go down again. There we go. Here's our ME system. So we have a ton, and I mean a ton of these extended drives. I have 20 in them. I don't think we're barely into this one. Yeah, we're barely getting into this one. So here's a look at all our stuffs and things. As you can see, we have mystical agriculture set up and automated. We also have geors. I don't have those set up and automated because they were causing a lot of lag. But we have a lot of geor things. This is all our automation setup that we've got going. Um, this is for anything to do with our sifting, which I still have set up. I probably don't really need it to be set up, but still set up. And yeah, so these are so we can access these wirelessly, and then that one is so I can get it into the mechanism reactor, cross-dimensionally, of course. And then we can access this anywhere. Let's see. Nope, don't need that. Do have a couple of fluid cells in here, holding some lava and soul lava. I do want to get some. I want to start working towards infinite cells eventually. I think that's probably the next thing I'm gonna work on personally. I don't think I can go down anymore. No, I don't think this is the entrance either. Is this the entrance? Yeah, this is the entrance. Okay. So there was nothing higher than. Oh yeah. This is how we're storing our power. So this is a induction matrix, and we have 24.5 trillion FE. Yeah. I also have these on autocraft. It takes a long time to autocraft them. I do have a fix for that, but it's not one that I really care for at the moment, nor do I want to work towards. So that is the power side of things. Let's go across here. I believe this is where we have our mystical agriculture set up, hence why it is starting to get really laggy over here. So these, we have a few different areas we've been working on mods. We haven't brought them into the overworld yet. This is where we did all our Forbidden Arcanus things, which we've completed that mod. Geors, I have that in there because lag. I believe the bees are also in there. We haven't ported those over. Or fully automated them yet, and occultism as well, which we also completed. So let's go ahead and go down. If I can find. Wow, lag. Just shimmy to the right a little bit. Left. Nope, to the right. Oh my goodness. This lag is insane. There we go. And here we have all the Inferium seeds just going to town. We have all of the tier 1 seeds, tier 2 seeds, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. And then these should be our tier 6. Maybe not. I don't even remember, if we're being honest. But I need to get out of here. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. Where's the up? Where's the up? There it is. Okay, up here. So we do have the bees in here. Yep. So we did port over the bees. So here's our bees. We got the dragon egg, uranium, fluix. Oh my goodness. Flux block, sulfur, sand. Now, mind you, this lag is strictly only because I'm streaming. If I wasn't streaming, the the server is playable. Okay, but it's it's impossible to play while I'm streaming. So this is just probably going to be a tour. I'm probably not going to play anything else. But then this was for our soul lava. These are set up to do more. We have it automated with modular routers. This is B things. I didn't do the B mod. James did, but he got off. He would be a better one to explain this to. I can't get over. I have to get in there, but I can't. Can't fit. Too laggy. There we go. Alright. Next is going to be the gray, which I think all we did in here was just the Tinker's knockoff thing, which, yeah, I mean, I made max size Tinker knockoff. One's lava, one's soul lava. You need it for crafts. It is what it is. Oh my goodness. Dude, literally unplayable. And then the last part is the heart of the island. Oh my goodness gracious. There we go. So this is just kind of where we sleep. We call it our spawn, in a sense. We do have it set up to where if you can't fly, you can get around the whole base. Um, we wanted to set it up like a spaceship. That was kind of the goal. So I'll show you here in a second what I mean. Actually, I'll show you now, since going down there is probably going to be even laggier. We need to encase the main island to our tunnels. That way, you don't come out and then suffocate to the endless space around you. And these should all be connected. There's some small parts we need to close up down there cosmetically, but we're getting the gist of it. Like I said, we're not complete. I will go over the quests here in a moment, but I do want to finish showing off the base. So right here is the heart of our ME system. It is our controller. Yeah. So I have our controller set up. It's not the most effective way, but I just use P2P tunnels, and then those P2P tunnels are then routed into. Oh boy, I have to go all the way out. I have to fly. I have to come down here because I'm trying to hide wiring and such. So these P2P tunnels are going into oh my goodness, wireless connectors, and then they basically go to the direction in which they're being used. So since all our ME stuff is down there, we have quite a lot going on over here. But there's only one going this way, and it's strictly just to feed lava and soul lava. We got a couple going over here for mystical agriculture, in and out, such. Don't think we have anything going over here because we're just voiding everything. So yeah, this is probably also another source of our lag. I do have a fix for that. I mean, there's a lot of things that, I mean, with the break that we took, there's a lot of things that we can fix lag wise and make things more efficient. We've been watching videos, doing research, with our downtime. We just, when we moved everything and then made all this, it was a big task, and we kind of burnt ourselves out. But yeah, if I open the quests, forget my keybinds here. So we haven't really technically completed anything. Yes, we've technically completed this, but I believe there's a quest we didn't do. Oh well, yeah, the emergency sapling. We don't need an emergency sapling. So we did complete the first chapter, right? That's your sieving and things of that nature. It reminds me, I did say we still had sieving set up. I don't know where that's at, but it is still set up somewhere. Chapter 2 is not complete, but we have gotten into a good bit of these mods. So like Geor's Foundry, Mystical Agriculture. Aside from the tier 6 stuff, Mystical Agriculture is complete. Automation wise, I mean, we've done a lot with AE2. The only thing we really haven't, I don't know what the accelerator is. I think this is new. Yeah, this is definitely new with the update. That wasn't a thing before. The Nether we've been to. There's nothing special in the Nether other than we've gone there just to complete some quests. We can kill the Wither in like one shot. It's insane. The End, we've been there. It also basically smack the Ender Dragon into oblivion. Nothing cool to see there other than knocking off quests as well. Netherite was easy to get through. Like I said, I started on the mechanism journey, and I'm the one who's automated everything to do with mechanism. We'll get into that more nitty gritty here in a bit. Mob farms, I didn't show. Did we not set up? No, that doesn't seem right. I didn't show the mob farm. Did I not set up an actual mob farm? I may not have. I may not have set our actual mob farm back up. I remember we set that one up for XP, but I don't think I did one, like an actual mob farm. Interesting. We never did the passive mob thing. We have no actual animals, I don't think, at any point in this run. I think maybe at the beginning, and that was about it. Obviously, we use Flux and Power for power, and the Flux networks for routing said power. We have not gotten into Generator Galore because Power. So yeah, Chapter 2 isn't fully complete. As for Chapter 3, it might as well be complete. I mean, we have Unobtainium. We have everything to do with pretty much. We just haven't really worked on this. Like, we have Soul Lava. We could easily get us. I mean, we have the Soul Lava B. We can work our way to getting these. We've done those. I think we just never did the first step of the process, and it didn't unlock most of these. But yeah, we have all of this on Autocraft. We have Unobtainium on Autocraft. We have access to Infinity Cells. We just haven't done it. Like I said, I do want to. I remember Crystalline Ingots is something we need to set up an Autocraft for that we haven't done. No, we did do that because, yeah, it makes Vibranium and Vibranium, yeah. So we did do all that. So essentially, Chapter 3 should be complete. We haven't even started looking at anything on this whatsoever. The goal is to automate the star. That is my goal with this mod pack. So we're planning to go through the B route for that. So we'll have to manually craft, 18, I believe, stars to then start automating through Bs. Which, yeah, it's a whole thing. And then obviously, I don't think we're going to do 100%, but we might get a few of these. I don't know. It just depends how I feel once we get to that point. I mean, we have been playing this mod pack. We started at the beginning of the year, and we're in April. We took a month break, essentially, maybe a 2-month break. Basic storage. Sure. I mean, this isn't really. Some of this stuff, like I said, we're not going for 100%, but I do want to glance over a few other things. So, like, AE2 is pretty much done. Like, the only thing left is to kind of get, maybe not the spatial I/O, but where's the computer? Is that up here? Wherever the AE2 computer is, I want to get that. That's gonna help with autocrafting a ton, especially the speed at which we autocraft. So that is a plan that we will work towards. We haven't messed with extreme reactors. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I really don't want to mess with any reactors until I finish the mechanism reactor, which I have no drive to do that anytime soon. We've dove a little bit into hostile neural networks. James wants to automate this completely, so I'm gonna let him do that on his own. I don't really think we've done anything with immersive engineering. No, we really haven't because we kind of went a different path. I also know that immersive engineering is, me personally, I think it's ugly and there's so many other options in terms of just being able to get the things you need. We started to get into this a little bit last time we were playing, and I think it came to me. I think I'm the one that's gonna have to do all the automation and stuff like that for this. Yeah, here we are, mechanism. Pretty much done. I mean, if we're being honest, um, we didn't really use any of the power options through mechanism, but I mean, everything is pretty much automated. Let's see. So if we go into mechanism reactors, I can show you my progress. So induction matrix done. We used QIO as our starter. What's it called? Our starter storage solution because it was cheap. Like the QIO drives were cheap, but problem was you couldn't upgrade the drives without um, plutonium. I think is what it was. Yeah, plutonium. And that's when I started working on the fission reactor. And then something in me said max size, and then it just kind of got out of hand after that. Um, so I need to make these turbines, like I was saying. Um, we're not entirely sure if we want to do the mecha suit or not yet. Um, I know that this SPS is going to be something we will be doing, obviously, because antimatter is needed. Um, the fusion reactor I've heard is a lot easier. I haven't done any like research into it. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I could be wasting my time doing a max size fission reactor, but I want to. Ortec. Now, so, I mean, we've gotten into it a little bit. I think we've used a couple of things early on, but I don't think it's anything we use now. Pneumatic craft, yeah, we haven't touched, other than steel. Power, we have nitro automated, so we could get whatever we want out of that. Steam age, I think this kind of ties into a bit of pneumatic craft and a bit of industrial or immersive engineering, kind of. So we didn't really mess with any of that. Electric age, no. Digital age, no. I don't even think we did railcraft or anything, no. I know me personally, I want to get some of this stuff, but I'm not too sure as of right now what the best course of action is. I mean, that's so far away at this point. Apotheosis. I'll show you my gear here in a bit. I mean, here, I'll jump over it. Done. Done and dusted. We have max. The only thing we don't have is this. This is the only thing we do not have. And it's because every time I try to spawn the gate pearl, uh, server crashes. So, yeah, that may not be ever obtainable. But yeah, we've messed with spawners. We've done all the enchanting and things. I don't know why it says we stopped here. I think it probably when they updated the quests would be my guess because this was completed all the way to the end. I mean, you can see it has the check marks. So I don't know why everything's locked now all of a sudden. But we have a max enchantment table. Ours is something that I will be getting into at some point. It was put on me. Just not now. I will automate it. It's super easy to automate. I don't like magic mods personally. I'm good at them, but I don't like them. Create I put on James because I despise Create. It's a good mod. Don't get me wrong, but I hate it. We've delved into it a little bit. I know when it comes to like duplicating books and stuff like that, we've gotten into it. Integrated dynamics. I mean, sure, the main parts here, but don't think we really have much of a reason to continue. Draconic evolution falls on me. I've done it before. I just want to have the mechanism reactor set up because that makes the most sense to put that power into draconic storage power. To me, at least. Extended AE. I think this is where the computer comes into play. Yeah, this is the computer down here. So I will, we will be getting into that at some point. I think that might be a James thing because he was doing research on that for his Aldemod 10 run solo. Iron furnaces, we do have a rainbow furnace. Or no, we don't. No, that was a different mod pack that I was playing. I think that was stone block. Yeah, that was my stone block mod pack. Forbidden Arcanus, we completed this. Modular routers, I'm the one that dove into it. Um, it's just more or less useful. Mystical agriculture. It's done and dusted. This is automated. Insanium is automated. All of these are automated. The only thing that's not automated is the Awakened Draconium Seeds. I mean, we have a couple of these set up, just not enough to where it makes a difference. Um, Mainly because uh, you need that block underneath, which becomes its own problem. Just Dire things, we haven't gotten into it as much as we should have. Um, I know I used it for mystical agriculture, um, just so that things auto harvest and then get sent. But oh, I don't even know what this is. BBL routers, pylons. What? Oh yeah, yeah. See, a harvester pylon. Actually, we're not using that anymore. Like I said, we're using the just hire things hoe with the transfer. Where is that? It's like an yeah, drops teleport and it goes to a specific inventory and then goes straight into our system. Utilizing the ME um, accelerators on the plants. Occultism done, dusted. We have the rainbow chalk. James did that. He hated his life. I couldn't do it. I'm colorblind. I can't do that. Productive bees. I also kind of threw on James, mainly because I'm taking on so many other mods that was like, you get bees. He does not want to do farming or trees, and I don't think it's really necessary to have to do so. Zycraft, we haven't really touched. I don't exactly know if it's really worth, other than the extractor. Not exactly sure if it's worth much. Um, we never really needed to fly. Oh, so the very beginning, the idea was to have, instead of these towers in a spaceship, the idea was to just have a bunch of pigs everywhere because we chose the pig island to start. And I thought it would be a cool idea to, one, make it symmetrical because when they made this, the pig is not symmetrical whatsoever. And um, it was quite irritating. But then we made all these other islands. So, like, we had a power island and, kind of like the towers um, for those pigs. And then in the pigs were a bunch of, um, what are those called? The storage cube things. The thing where my mechanism reactor was in. We had a bunch of those, and it just became more of a pain than anything once we started expanding and getting further in the back. So that's why we completely just tore everything down, went out really far, and then made what we are in now. Still in the process of bringing everything into the overworld because having things in multiple dimensions just causes more issues. However, it seems like everything in one dimension is causing a lot of lag. But that is everything other than my gear. Um, so right now, unobtainium gear. I forget how to view. I think it's this. I think it's near the bottom. I'm looking for my health. There we go. Health. I have 200 and almost 270 hearts. Every gem that I have slotted is a perfect gem. And then I use a Supremium Paxel, which I could honestly probably upgrade, if we're being honest. feel like there's some upgrade that could be done with that to make it a Insanium Paxel, but maybe I'm crazy. No, you can do an Awakened Supremium Paxel. What can you do with the Awakened Supremium Paxel? Is that it? It's just, that's the top tier? Seems like that might be the top tier. Anyways, this sword deals 80 attack damage base, but then has 55% crit, 55% crit chance base, and then I slotted something that gives me an additional 50% crit chance. So every single hit is a crit, and then if I do a crit hit on a crit, it like jump and hit. Oh my god, I kill everything. It's insane. Attack speed, I could just go to town with that thing. 50% attack speed with an already attack speed of 8. Like, I can just spam click. It doesn't even matter. And then it comes with 40% crit damage. And then I slotted something that gave it an additional 70% crit damage. Just top tier. And then armor pierce, just because armor pierce. And then obviously all the enchantments. The thing is insane. It's just absolutely insanity. There's a bow. I barely ever use a bow, but it does one-shot the Ender Dragon because, again, crit chance, armor shred, crit damage. It's, yeah. And then the draw speed isn't... I still think, to this day, Tinker's bows are the best bows you can get. No matter, like, if you could apotheosize a Tinker's bow, nothing's gonna beat it. We do have the Time Wand. I did have that automated for time crystals. We have a ton. But here's my gear. It's pretty much set up to where it's like fire protection, blast protection, obviously projectile protection. I think I did double fire protection for some reason. But we have regular protection on every single one. For whatever reason, I only have protection 5 on that one. I don't know why. I think it was just getting to the point to where we didn't have enough XP, and then now we have an insane amount of XP. I just never got around to finishing up my stuff. But yeah, I don't think there's really much else to go look at. I mean, we use a jetpack. It's an emerald jetpack. There's other ways to fly, but that's what we started with, and honestly, it's worked fine. The heart amulet. I think the only... we don't have blue hearts, is kind of the deal there. But yeah. Like I said, this was an update, and it is completely unplayable while streaming. So I'm glad I could give a tour, and I can post it up, but I do not have a computer that is beefy enough to record, stream, none of that while playing this, because I am hosting the server on my computer, also playing it on my computer and streaming on my computer, and just too much to do. I mean, I'm looking over here at my task manager right now, and just sitting here in my inventory not moving. My CPU is at 70, and my graphics is at 73. And then the moment I start walking around or doing any sort of anything, it spikes. My RAM, oh, it's my RAM. That's memory. I'm stupid. My RAM is at 73. So my RAM is cooking, but it's doing fine. My GPU is about 50, but then the moment I start walking, it spikes to like 60, 70. And the CPU is just not happy. I'm just constantly, I have my server window open over here, and it's constantly telling me that the server's running behind because my computers are working overtime. Even my OBS is working overtime. Like, normally it says CPU 4 to 7 when I'm streaming. Right now it's sitting at 16. It's crazy work. But I am glad to have been able to show you guys. The idea was to make, so if we do look at the map here, the idea was to have this area be our whole base, and we just go vertical from there. but the way I wanted it was that there was no rain, so I wanted everything to be desert, right? And if you look up at the top right, it says we're in a desert, but why is it raining? Because we're partially in a jungle as well. So um, that's just something I disliked, but this was the biggest desert area we could find um, that encompassed all these chunks. And for the most part, all of it, other than that corner, is I call that a win. Um, but I mean, just the amount of time and effort that has gone into this mod pack for us is just huge. I will say, moving forward, the my goodness, should not have been using an elytra. Oh yeah, that's another thing. This has an elytra, enables elytra flight, so that plus the jetpack has just been perfectly fine for us. But yeah, so moving forward, uh, probably be a lot more or a lot less Sky Factory 4 content, and then there will also be a lot less streaming from me if we're going to be playing this. So I'll make sure to keep throwing in there some Schedule 1 and Siege, of course. Um, but as for Sky Factory 4, we're setting that on the wayside until we get burnt out of this again, and I just physically cannot stream. Like, I have no idea how this has been turning out in terms of just the way the streaming has been, but mind you, this is me on the server alone. Like, if James is on doing a bunch of stuff, loading other chunks, like, it would probably be completely unstreamable, and for me, unplayable to even show you guys around. So it's probably a good thing he got off, but um, I am happy to have been able to show you guys this, everything that we've put into this, and I will do an update down the road, probably whenever we decide to take a break from it and then go back into Sky Factory 4, just kind of check in, show you where we've been, but the initial tour is out of the way, so um, I think, almost an hour-long tour? It's crazy. Um, I'm sure I rambled on about a lot of stuff, pointless things, but I I just wanted to get this shown and give an explanation as to where Sky Factory 4 is going. It's not going anywhere in a sense, it's just going on the back burner. I'll still have the server available on that server hosting site that we use um, that allows me to be able to stream. But that is a pretty bad server hosting site. Not a pretty bad server hosting site because it's good for people on a budget like us. It's free, right? So it gets to a certain point with free server hosting sites where RAM is a problem, especially when you get further along in packs. Another thing too, uh, newer mod packs like this, like all the mods 10, all the mods 10 to the sky, they are beefy mod packs, and like you make any sort of progression, like 3 gigs of RAM isn't going to be able to host anything, which is why we're playing Sky Factory 4 because it's an old mod pack. It doesn't take much to host. But also kind of sentimental to me because whenever I first started streaming um, on this Twitch account back in 2020 during COVID time frame, that's what I was playing. I don't have any of that, and I kind of regret it. Um, didn't save it anywhere, didn't do anything. I joined the military, and everything kind of got deleted. But um, I think that's gonna do it. Um, like I said, we were just doing a little tour. So, oh boy, I made my game not happy. Oh, really made my game not happy. Let me back out of that. So, I'm gonna watch this back myself. I don't even know if this was, I don't know how this came across. I don't know if my audio was lagging. I don't know if my game was so bad that it just was frames were terrible and things weren't coming across good. But for anybody that does come across this and watches this, I hope you enjoyed our tour. and I look forward to giving you that update when we do eventually get burnt out again. And like I said, there will be other content still going up. Um, but yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodaloo.